What you told me is this place is never manned, and nobody watches what goes in and out.
It is manned, but it's not manned 24 hours a day, no.
But when the septic haulers come in, do you take samples?
I grab samples just about there. There's sometimes I don't grab samples, no.
Question?
Everett, when I was out there on that sewer pond with you one time, you told me that the septic haulers come out randomly and you don't know who's dumping what.
But back then, that was correct.
Back then? That was only about 2 months
ago.
Yeah. So something's changed since then?
Something's changed since then. And like I say, we're also tightening it even tighter so that basically they will have to call our office every time. Before anybody can even go out there. We're trying to get the PG&E lock changed out because some of the waste haulers actually have a PG&E key, and we found that out.
No, anybody don't have a PG&E key?
We can't have that in there because then somebody can actually go out without, can bypass the procedures.
For those of you who don't know, what Mr. Gilmer's talking about is back in 2005, there was failure to complete some of this testing. The general manager didn't comply with all the standards required of the North Coast Regional Water Quality Board, invited an ACL, that's a violation. It was protracted, finally it was settled in 2007, and these are part of what Mr. Gilmer's asking is that the requirements that are required of this time period have been accomplished and complied with, so that's why these questions are being asked. So is there any other questions out there?
Yeah, so you said it's changed now. What has been changed on the document?
Well, we're taking samples and sending them to the lab and spending an ungodly amount of money on them. And we were doing that before.
Everett, is that cost effective with only earning $3,000 a month income off that thing when you have to have on-site personnel?
It's close to the point where no, it's not.
That's right.
And that's something we're going to have to look at.
Was it ever
really close because it's going down, the revenue's going down, and well, the extra pain in the butt for the haulers, and so they're squealing at that, and I believe that there's another place opening up or widening or lowering their prices or whatever, I'm told, so I don't, or they're making another dump station somewhere. I know there's some people a couple of years ago were talking about it because it was a financial, there is money to be made if you're set up for it.
Reading through your wastewater treatment facility operating permit, it clearly indicates that the septic tank haulers are capable of doing a lot of damage to that facility, and they recommend a lot of expensive changes to be able to offset that damage. At $3,000 a month, there's no way that you can afford to do that. Why are you continuing taking it?
Not at that level. Well, because before it was a lot higher. I mean, we were pulling in a lot more money, and now it's, I don't know why the reason is that we're going down. And a lot of it is, and it may be, well, it's economic times too, and some people might just not be dealing with it, or they might be pumping into their field if it's rural enough. You never can tell. But I mean, a lot of people are not getting their septic tanks pumped for whatever reason.
But the concern I have, Everett, is the damage to the facility.
Right.
And that's a serious problem, and that's going to be a lot more than $3,000 a month to fix.
The board is going to have, I mean, we'll pull together. That was one of the things, because we were looking at the last few months, it seems to be going down, down, down. For like the last 6 months, it's been way under what we've historically done. And with all the added thing, and so our permit also is cut back because of the impact of the septic hole. So there are people, I mean, we have hookups, and we're not in danger moratorium, but there is a lot less hookups under the septic haulers than if we release that, then there would be more hookups and there'd be a lot less restrictions placed on us. And a lot of the testing would go down. So I think that, and that was one of the things I talked with Celentano, to start looking at maybe doing a cost risk benefit analysis, and seeing what sort of things, and then put it before the board, and that would be one of the issues. It might be cost effective to just cut them off, or, you know, give them plenty of warning, give the county plenty of warning. As we're gonna be screaming.
All the other wastewater treatment facilities have cut them off with the exception of Covelo and Willits.
And then there's one over on the coast that's not a municipality, it's one of those business, it's a Tunzi ranch or.
I'm familiar with it.
Anyway, it's one of those. And some are taking it down to Santa Rosa. They have a transporter and they take it down to the station down there.
Are we obligated anywhere in the world to take other people's sewage here?
No.
Well, why are they doing it?
Because about 8 years ago, right after that we raised the price of or doubled the price of the water for the water project, the water and sewer were both in the red, basically. And so during the water project, and there was a great public outcry over, and so what happened was, anyway, they wanted me to double the sewer rates. And we just got through doubling the water rates, and they were still screaming over that, and there was no way politically, you couldn't get, this wouldn't be the political will to do that. So what we did is we accepted septic haulers, and that got money, and so for about 5 years, the people in the district never got the rates raised, and it was being subsidized by people outside the district. So you were getting your sewer bill paid by other people, which, there was not too many complaints over that. Until we got to this last part where we developed the 25-year plan, and we need to get more money to fix up the infrastructure. So, and that's why the rates went up, to cover everything.
Well, it just seems to be like you're butting your head against the wall.
Right.
If we're going in a hole, one hell of a gun.
Well, we're not going in the hole now. What I'm saying is that we're no longer we're not making money, we're breaking even. And at that point, why deal with the headache, or it might be below breaking even. Like I say, we're gonna have to look at it and line it all out and say, how much is this costing us in extra testing and extra projects that they would like to see? Because in the future, they're gonna demand more groundwater monitoring. We already are going to be doing it, because all sewer plants are doing it, but Ukiah has spent, I think, $3-4 million putting well fields for monitoring. Thankfully, we don't have that kind of impact, so it's going to be a lot smaller. Ours is going to run about 20,000 or 25,000. But the amount of samples, because every time you pull a set of samples out of that thing, it costs like $1,200-1,300 per sample, per well.
Who pays that?
We do.
And why is that? These other people bringing that in, let them pay for it.
No, it doesn't matter who's doing it, we still have to pay for that because it's a new law. In other words, the EPA says that they want increased sampling for everybody. This isn't just us, this is Ukiah, Willits, everybody's being hit by this. And it's just the cost of doing business, unfortunately. But they won't make you sample as often if you're not accepting septic haulers. It's just domestic, because you still have problems with people dumping chemicals down the toilet, the half bottle of pills, the drain cleaner, or whatever rat poison or something that, you're done with and you want to rinse it out and then throw it out in the thing. So we get contaminants, still you have to test for it. Because you don't want to put that in your groundwater and having somebody down the creek, getting sick off of what you're putting into the sewage plant.
Can you raise the rates to compensate for the?
We did, and
or is it regulated?
what we did is we had it 10 cents a gallon.